Hi everyone.
Hello.
Last night we watched an episode of Linda Moulton Howe's YouTube channel. So if you don't know who she is, she runs Earthfiles.com. And on her episode she was talking about recent animal mutilations, which she has been looking into since 1979. But we thought it would be a good opportunity to tell about our personal experience with discovering one that we actually never reported.
Yeah, this happened about 10 years ago. We're out at Weldon Springs Conservation Area right now, and we're not at the same spot that we had that experience, but we're on a trail near it. And this was probably, 2009, 2010 in the winter. We decided to walk out on a trail out here. This whole area used to be 3 towns, and I think during World War II, the government came in and bought the towns out and turned this whole area into a TNT manufacturing plant. And I think they also worked enriching plutonium. Anyway, I feel like that's an interesting side note because of...
Well, that's the reason why we came out.
Yeah. So we came out to check that out, and we were walking way back off the trail, and in a tree about yay high, like this tree here, there was a dead armadillo wedged into the fork of the tree. And when we checked it out, I noticed that the carcass was still fresh, like crazy fresh. Like I was able to lift up its tail and it just flopped down.
Right, rigor mortis had not set in.
Yeah, it was also weirdly clean, but the most noteworthy thing was there was just a giant hole where the animal's anus and reproductive organs should have been. There was absolutely no blood, there was no broken limbs, there was no bugs. It was definitely not scavenged, and if you've been following me for any time, you know that I work in a hospital, I work in surgery, I grew up on a farm. I've never seen a cut like this. It was just perfectly cored out, and there was nothing inside. And while I was looking at it, I got that feeling like somebody's watching me. So I think whatever was going on, we kind of walked in on it in process, and we just got out.
Yeah, and to talk about, it wasn't just what we found, it's what we felt. So as we walked into the area, there was this level of stillness that I have never experienced in my life.
Yeah, nothing was making sound except us.
I mean, there were no animals, but more than that, it was like the air.
Oh, our dog was
still
with us, and I think it's noteworthy that not even the dog noticed the armadillo. Like, I noticed the armadillo. The dog, didn't smell it.
Yeah.
Which was
Well, I mean, it was off the
bizarre.
ground. It was probably about chest high and tightly wedged into this V of a tree, and it looked pristinely clean. Like, armadillos are burrowers, and this was right after the winter, so
yeah,
it was right on the cusp of spring. It was muddy, it was cold, we had on gear, and its claws looked like they had been cleaned.
The whole animal was pristinely clean.
There was no smell, but it was an eeriness in the vicinity. Everything was dead still.
Yeah, so sorry it's been 10 years, but I wanted to share that with everybody and encourage other people out there to share their experiences, because I think our experiences are valid, and we need to stop brushing this aside like it's something that doesn't happen.
And some people admit that they see flying saucers and beams when it happens, but our experience was different. Once we were able to digest what had happened, we perceived that this was some kind of literal dimensional experience, almost like a dimensional pocket was created. They were working, but we could not perceive them, and it was happening in real time.
Whatever made that cut into that animal's flesh was not any sort of physical tool that I'm familiar with. I think that somehow it was done with energy. It looked like just dissolved. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it. It was just where the part of the animal should be. It was just a core cut out of it, like you would cut out with a cookie cutter. So definitely a real experience.
Yeah, and we encourage you, if you travel off the beaten trail and have any odd experience, let people know. We need to start trying to understand what is going on.
Yeah, and from now on, we're going to have our camera with us, and if we see anything like that again, we're going to film it, and hopefully we won't be probed.
Oh, God.
Stay safe, everybody.
Bye.
Look at this mushroom. This is... I wish I had something good for size comparison. They're huge. They're like the size of soccer balls. There's a couple more over here. Let's see if I can zoom in on these. Look at that. Here's one that's gotten kind of broken up. Anyway, wild stuff. Whoa.